I've been sick for so long that I have no idea what to do with health, I think is what I'm realizing. It's been not even 3 months since the surgery. And it's just like everything that I do is like, oh, this feels completely different to how I used to do it. It's not just I'm sleeping better, it's my brain works, my mood, I've noticed, is so much more stable. Like, I definitely don't feel happier, like it hasn't made me happier, but what it has done is that it's just, things don't rock me like they used to. So like I'm just in like a much more stable, comfortable, content mood. I don't feel this elated joy. Sometimes I do when nice things happen. Man, I just walked to the local Frankston IGA and I've left with a bag just full of alcohol. That's got to be the most Frankston thing I've done since I was on all that OxyContin. It is non-alcoholic white wine and it is for cooking, but it still feels quite Franger. It's always funny when I get recognized in Frankston. I don't know why, it's just different from when I get recognized in other places. You know, people are like, oh my God, what are you doing here? I'm like, I live here. You know, like I was at the NQR, the Not Quite Right. That's where all the cheap stuff that all the other supermarkets refuse to sell is sitting on shelves there. And I'm in there and I'm looking at this girl and this guy come to, oh my God, oh, you're that guy. What are you doing in here? I'm like, same thing as you, man. I'm doing my shopping. I don't want to pay $16,000 for a loaf of fucking bread. It's either get it from NQR or steal it from Coles. Just talking of my heart rate and my recovery from surgery, I just got home and set up the camera and everything and got completely ready to film, had a shower, got dressed, did my hair, and I am fucked. I am completely wrecked. I don't think I can do it. I'm gonna lie down. It's like 3 or 4 p.m. I'm gonna lie down and see how I feel in 30 minutes or an hour. And if I don't feel good, then maybe that's all I get to do today. I'm back, but it appears I am not fully recovered. That said, I have learned to listen to my body. And when I feel like this, if I push through it, the video will suck and I'll make myself more sick. And I don't do that anymore. Previously, I'll be really annoyed about this, but not at the moment. It's something that I am very grateful to have the, to know that I have to do this, that I must stop every now and then. Just I don't know what you would call it. The self-respect, the knowledge, the understanding that if I do not treat my body well, it will fall apart. And just knowing that to be well, sometimes you have to be sick. And I'm still kind of there. I am recovering. But I'm not fully there yet. I'm not going to be there for another few months. So just pacing myself, just doing what I can do and trying to enjoy the time that I can create when I am well. And with that, I'm going to turn my phone off and read Lord of the Rings, which I recommend you read. It's very good. One thing I really like about this dog is she's just down to do whatever. Oh, we're gonna go for a walk at like 9 p.m. No worries, let's do it. Oh, we're gonna sit in the room while you yell at the wall for an hour. Cool, let's do it. Oh, we're gonna go to bed at 3 p.m. and have a snooze. Let's do it. She's just, whatever I am doing, she is doing also. And I love her very much. Being on the other side of it is has just made me feel, I guess, a lot of compassion and sympathy for younger self. Like, I made a lot of silly mistakes, and I wasted a lot of time, or at least I thought I was wasting a lot of time, and a lot of these poorly thought out things that I did, or errors that I made, misjudgments of things. I think so much of that was just I was not operating with like a functioning brain, because I was so fatigued. And also, like, another thing that you cannot go and sit in the sun. You are a black dog, and you've been in the sun enough. I swear this dog will sit in the sun until she gives herself heat stroke. She will do that if I don't make her sit in the shade. But yeah, like, I've just noticed that I am going to roast a chicken. I'm trying to learn Italian cooking. Got this cookbook by a woman called Marcella Hazone, born in 1920, now dead. So she knows how to cook. I've never roasted a chicken before. I've never been a good cook. That's been well documented. But we're gonna see how we go. It's actually very fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's keeping me nice and present as well. Just having like a real life hobby that's not a screen, or isn't like particularly creative, or uses your brain a lot. It's just kind of nice and comfortable and fun. And then you get to eat it. Wash the chicken inside and out thoroughly. Do you need to wash it? I feel like this is something that you don't need to do. Doesn't doing this make your sink really dirty and unhygienic? I feel like I've read that. Whatever, I'm just doing what the woman says. She was born in 1920. So I probably won't do everything she wants me to do, What is that awful smell? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Fuck, man. Fucking pissed off. The biggest thing I've noticed is that everything feels so easy. So before, I talked about this for years and years and years, all the time, and I still think this of myself. I put so much value in like how hard I was working, and I was like, I'm the hardest worker. I can work harder than everybody else, and that was and still is true. But I didn't know what hard work felt like, because everything was hard. Waking up was hard, eating was hard, paying attention, remembering things, like just daily existence was hard, and was becoming harder and harder and harder the more sick that I got. So now I'm on the other side of things. I have no team, I have no employees, it's just me, and I'm pacing myself, and I am accidentally almost being as productive output-wise, creatively, as I was before, when I was working so hard, or thought I was working so hard, and got a lot of self-worth and self-esteem and sense of achievement out of yes, I'm working hard, and things are happening and I'm moving forward, but most importantly, I'm working hard, like I'm doing a hard thing, which you should be doing. But I think that it was so hard, or I was working so hard because I was so sick. And so I was getting all of this like sense of achievement from the feeling of being sick when I didn't know that I was sick. And now I'm not sick. And I am doing a lot of work. I am creating a lot. I'm writing, I'm filming, I'm editing. I'm doing this. I'm going to the gym. I'm doing housework. I'm cleaning. I'm cooking. And it doesn't feel hard. I took a deep breath. I had a little moment. It's all good. It's funny that if that happened in cooking without instructions, I'd be like, oh good, that's like a really funny moment that we've caught on camera. But because it's happened when I was actually trying to cook something, it really upset me. But we're all right now. We breathe, we process, we clean up everything, and we continue making our chicken. But I will say, it's not a very good omen, is it, if that's how this whole thing starts? And it's kind of made me go, huh. The reason it felt so difficult was not necessarily because what I was doing was so hard. It was because I was doing it while I was so sick. And now I'm doing, what I was doing. I think it's better quality. It's been coming out more consistently, at least for now. And it feels really easy. And I'm like, huh, does that mean that I could do even more? Does that mean I could work harder and then I'll really find out like what could happen and how much stuff I could make and how good I could get? Or is this how it was just always supposed to feel? Like maybe the amount that I'm working now would feel like a lot of really hard work to another comparatively healthy person, but because I have been through this awful illness and all the troubles that came with it while working and striving and building a career, does it just feel easy to me, even though it is to most other people quite hard? Have I just taken the weights off? Like that scene in Dragon Ball Z where Goku is moving really quickly and working really hard and fighting, and people are amazed at how fast he is and how powerful he is. And then he goes, okay, now I'm going to take the weights off.
Goku, this thing weighs a ton. Have you been wearing it for the entire tournament?
Yep, Kami told me to. It was part of my training.
And for the first time, he takes the weights off. And even he is like, oh my God, I am so fast. This is so easy. This used to be so hard. I can't believe that I was doing things to this standard and at this speed with the weights on. It says I'm supposed to put it in a roasting pan. I'm almost certain that this is not big enough, but it's all we have. So it is what we will try. My girl got me one of these fancy oil dispensers because I've been getting into cooking. I've not used it yet. I'm including this in the video because it will make her smile. Look, I'm using the thing. Oh, that really works. Thank you very much. Rub 1 tablespoon of oil all over the chicken. All right. So it's very, very strange to me. I'm not used to it. I'm certainly not used to feeling like this. It's good, obviously, but so not normal. And like my face as well, it's still changing like every day, and I'm slowly getting used to it. But like 2 days ago I looked in the mirror and I had this huge like facial dysmorphia moment of like, fuck, who's that? And I definitely look better, but you know what it is? I thought about it and it's like, oh, I right now do not look like how I picture myself in my head. Like in my head, when I visualize me, I have the face that I've always had. And now I have this, and it's definitely better, but I have had my old head for 29 years. Now I have this one, and it's just going to take some getting used to, I think. What's really cool is we have a rosemary tree in the backyard. We didn't plant it, house came with it. So this is like fresh from the garden rosemary, which is really nice. It smells beautiful. It smells it smells beautiful, really fresh. I can't smell many things because my nose is busted, but this is nice. Reminds me of recovery. When I was recovering, I would put it underneath my nose, and it just kind of, I don't know, it was just calming. It was nice. Now it goes in the oven, and hopefully it doesn't burn like whatever else was in the oven. We'll see. So yeah, it's like it's every single aspect of my life, from how I feel to how I look when I look in the mirror. It's different, and it's really good, but it's really weird. And it's so hard to explain to other people because, and I guess anyone else who's got like an illness or it's so difficult to explain the change because no one that I talk to at least understands how you could possibly feel after 7 years of slowly worsening sleep. 7 years at least. Maybe it's my whole life. And that used to frustrate me, but now I completely understand because I'm now on the other side of it, and before the surgery, there is no way that I could fathom or possibly understand or predict how I feel now. I'd be thinking, oh yeah, I just will be less tired. And that'll be good because then I'll be able to stay awake and focus. It's every aspect of my life has changed. Things that I look at, things that I experience, things that I hear, things that I touch, the thoughts that my brain has, the conversations I'm now able to have with other people, the way that I operate as a human and as a man is so much more consistent and present, and I feel alive. I have to flip it just from the inside. Easy, okay. Nice. I wish I could bite this instead. It was really fucking good.
Girl dinner.
Who is this for?
No one.
No.
I thought I'd film it for your vlog.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, but you just keep saying shit.
And even saying all of those things, I feel like I haven't properly explained it. I don't think it's something that I can explain because it's also so individually relative to me, so that the change that I experience would be very different from the change that another person with the same illness would experience. You know what's a really weird one? This is my last thought. I've talked about trying to put on weight for my whole life. I'm 6'8", and I have at times weighed 70 kilos. And I now know that the reason why I struggled to eat was because my mouth was so small, there was no room for my tongue and air at the same time. Right? My tongue would cover my airway. So that means there was no room for just my tongue and nothing in my mouth, let alone food. my girl would make fun of me all the time. I would frequently have a sip of coffee, and then it would go down my airway and I would choke and spit it out everywhere. And that happened all the time. And we would laugh and go, oh, it's happened again. Doesn't know how to bloody drink his coffee. That was obstructive sleep apnea, or the tongue getting in the way and things going down. That hasn't happened once since this second surgery. Not once. And it used to happen every day. But what I was getting to is that's why I couldn't eat. But then even when I did eat, because I used to be a personal trainer, like I know how to do nutrition, and I know how to work out really well. And even when I would have like 3-4 month stretches where I would be consistent with gym and my diet, I just wouldn't put on weight. I wouldn't put on very much weight at all. Put on some, but I wouldn't put on much. And now, after this surgery, I've just accidentally just started putting on all this weight. So it wasn't just brain fog, it was like body as well. So I guess that's what this episode of the vlog, or whatever we're going to call it, is about. Just me coming to terms with not only not being sick, but also being well. It's really, really strange. I'm incredibly thankful and grateful. It's beautiful. I feel like I've woken up. I have, literally. But it's really strange.